Hello, hello. I have to close my screen of Facebook so I don't have double voices. But it is Sunday, and we're free talking again. This is Free Talk with Mr. B. And today's topic, wow, we're getting some inquiry, and today's topic is still about giving back from the book, The Art of Giving Back. And we got to the chapter on payback. And we wanted to discuss payback is not giving back and see where we can explore this topic. Sameena?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Good evening and good morning to all the parts of the world. So we're back on a Sunday on Free Talk with Mr. B. And this week's topic is just what Mr. B mentioned. Paying back may not be the same as giving back, but different people understand it differently. Before we go ahead, we also would like to introduce our guest, Mr. Tofazzal Hossan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hi.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you?
We're always so glad.
Yeah, this is I'm Tofazzal Hossan, and I'm from Bangladesh, and now I am living in Dubai, and I'm enjoying here. Yeah.
Nice. So thank you so much for being on our podcast. So every Sunday we get together and share our tidbits from our minds on a particular topic. And we hope in doing so, we are giving back to the community and we're educating and encouraging a lot of individuals. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. So yes, going back to the topic, the topic today is paying back may not be the same as giving back. It is not the same as giving back. So what do you have to say about it? Do you have any thoughts on that before we all start our thoughts on it?
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk with all of you. Giving back is paying back. We cannot pay back. Like we are getting help from Maria Christina Foundation from 2005. Okay, so we are getting help from there. So we cannot pay that. So what we can do, we can give it. We can give back that. So how can we give back that? We can help her we can support her to help others, and so that she can help a lot of people more and more. An opportunity will get more people. So like we are getting from 2005. So paying back is for one time for one person, but giving back it can give more to others, and it can
Yes, go ahead. We're listening.
Yeah. So it will be helpful for others as well, and many people will get by getting help. So if
yes. So that's very well said in a very simple language. I really love the way you explain the entire thing to us. It's one person who's going to benefit when you pay back, and it's multiple people who are going to benefit when you are giving back.
Yes.
Just as we're talking, we also have another friend of ours, Professor Mia, who joined us. So just to mention, hi, Sister Mia, how are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. Yes, I'm well. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good. Thank you.
Walaikum salam. Yes. So we're discussing paying back is not the same as giving back. What I feel is, yes, what Mr. Hossan just mentioned, that, giving back may be with a purpose. And rightly, it also is mentioned in Mr. B's The Art of Giving Back, that giving back is with a purpose, and paying back is just probably money, is for the sake of, just returning some money, or it has some kind of an interest that, okay, monetary benefit or something like that. But what I think is, paying back can also be a form of giving back. It's a little contradictory there. So I'd like to explain that a little bit. For example, we would have helped a lot of people financially in the worst of their times. And then when it comes to giving it back, they may term it as paying back, but while they pay the monetary aspect back, they're also giving it back to the person when they might need it. I have helped someone, maybe, that time I had surplus, I had abundance. Then I helped someone, and the person is like, okay now, and everything's fine. And there comes a time in my life, maybe, that, I need that money so badly. And I go back to the same person and I say, I need that money. I really need that money right now. I need to pay for whatever medical treatments, this, that, whatever it is. And at the same time, if the person is not, it's paying back, okay, fine. He pays back whatever money. But if he doesn't pay back, that's something wrong. If he's paying back, okay, he's returning my money, but not paying back is, you're not valuing that relationship. You're completely, disrespecting what that individual did for you. So in a way, it is giving back hope. It is giving back that respect, is what I feel payback does, when you really pay it with respect. I hope I was not too confusing.
No, I
Yes.
think that you
No, I
explained
think
it
that's
well. I
true.
mean, in the South where I'm from, we actually make a serious practice of not going into, it's always advised by your elders, to never go into business with relatives or
Yes.
friends
Mhm.
for that reason. Not if you'd like
Yes.
to keep them in your life,
Correct.
because your close friends or your blood relatives, because you can get into some really harsh situations where perhaps one person has extended a great deal of financial assistance to someone else, and they don't feel the need to pay it back fast because that's your family member, or that's your really best friend, or something like that. I mean, if you want to help out, I say a good friend or a family member, just give them the money. Don't expect them to give it back. Don't even
Yes.
think about it coming back to you at all. Otherwise, the relationship could be in serious danger. I mean, that's my opinion. I've always thought that it was just a horrible idea, for
Yes.
them to go into business because they feel like it's okay, to just step over those bounds. But whereas a business acquaintance would have a much more clear understanding, or just a casual acquaintance, or even someone, you sort of know by association, would not feel that it was easy to just step over that boundary. They would feel the need to pay it back quickly. Otherwise, their pride would be a little hurt. I
Mhm.
mean, there's that aspect of it too, that, for example, if I were to borrow something from someone and I didn't give it back right away, maybe my pride would be damaged a little bit, because every time they see me, they would know
Yes.
that I had to have their assistance and I couldn't give it back. So I advise, that if you want to help someone financially, you only do so if you can give it as a gift, like a straight up gift, not to be expected back again. Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if Professor Mia, I wonder what she says.
I agree with everyone saying, and sorry, welcome to the platform today. It was nice. It's nice to hear him. There's quite a bit actually regarding payback, and of course that it's not not military either. Remember, payback sometimes is used in a very negative manner, and it's like it's payback time. So it's almost like this revenge time. So people have this mindset that payback is all about, oh gosh, now what? Like, it's payback time. But when it's related to money and offering of help, I'm coming to, from a background of, there was a point, like my sister Sameena said, there was a point when I too could, just shell out and help everybody that needed it. But when it comes to trying to get it back, so somehow they just forget to answer your call, or they just evasive. So as of that point on, which is years now, I have made it a rule, which is what Dedra just said. If somebody asks me for something, and if they mention it as a loan, I don't give it as one. I just give it, and I give it with the point of knowing that I'm not going to get this back. I'm just giving it, and it's done. So that's out the way. I'm talking about why it could not also be monetary. There's a little bit more to it. It affects your conscious level, because the part of paying back can also be how you can pay back. Sorry about the noise in the background. How you can pay back for example, a parent. I just lost my dad not too long ago, and I just always feel I want to now do things to kind of pay him back in memoriam of him for me being who I am today. Isn't that not also kind of a payback? But it's a positive payback as opposed to the negative one. So I will do something in commemoration of his name. I'd open up a little school or give an award or sponsor an award in a school for a category that I like in the name of my dad. You know, something like that. That's paying back. Because if it was not for him taking on whatever he had to and doing whatever he had to, I would not have the education I have today to be me. So it's kind of my payback to him. So that's just a different form of how you can also view payback. And that's my take on it.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I think
Right.
that's actually very sweet and it's very insightful. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, likewise. Yes, Mr. B, what do you have to say about this?
And I'm smiling because I was hoping that those type of views came out. When I wrote it, it was along those same lines too, because I don't believe in payback by way of the negative aspect of things, where somebody wants to pay back for a harm or hurt, granted. But it's the giving, when you give and holistically give, usually part of giving is saying it's not a loan. If it's a loan, and I told my kids the same thing, don't ask me for money borrowed because I'm going to hold you to account. If you borrow, I'm going to hold you to account. If you ask me and I can just give it plain out like Dedra was saying, then it's better because I don't hold you to account because I gave to you. And so there was nothing for you to give back.
Right.
When our guest spoke about the Maria Foundation, Maria, and it's also in the back of the book, we will go over it like the last section of the book, and it talks about the Maria Foundation, where all her efforts to help the kids in Bangladesh. It's about page 232 or 252, and it's a part of what they're saying. So we got some really good feedback from the foundation in the book, The Art of Giving Back. And The Art of Giving Back talks about the Maria Foundation because I was so honored and blessed to interact with them, to be able to participate with some of what they're doing in Dubai, and to encourage her and the children that she helped out of Bangladesh come on. And so it's such an honor to have one of them. They're all invited on this program one by one as time goes by, when they all muster the courage to come on. But this gentleman wanted to be here. He wanted to display the idea that he cannot pay Maria back. But by appreciating what she has done, I think you were saying, right? Or by appreciating what she has done, by giving support. What else do you do in the household to show appreciation for Maria and her efforts?
I'm getting help from 2005. I got chance to study by her help, and so far what I am, that's all are by the help of her and from the Maria Christiana Foundation.
It's very nice.
Yeah, and I came Dubai to 28 March. And I have already well-paid job in a new company as an office boy. And I am working here. And I am supporting my family as well. I want to try to support Maria to help others. As well, Maria wants to take new best to come to Dubai and for their opportunity. So I am helping her to bring some more people for their bright future in UAE. So I cannot pay back, but I can help her to bring more people and more students, so they can get more opportunity. And they can do their good career in with good companies. So I am supporting her, and as well I am helping her to bring my younger brother as well. So I am sponsoring for my younger brother for his visa, ticket, and food and transport. So I am helping her to bring more people and for more opportunity for the others who need the opportunity to grow up.
Yes, yes. And so Dedra wants to tell you something.
He knows my facial expression so well by now. Well, it sounds to me, sir, that you're paying it forward rather than paying it back. And that's a great thing. Have you heard of paying it forward? When someone does something for you or they give you something, rather than you paying it back to the person, you actually do something for someone else as a result of that. So it becomes a chain reaction. Sometimes it's better, I think, to pay it forward than pay it back. You know, it's a much bigger response way. What do you
Yes.
think?
Yes, absolutely. I think I really admire Mr. Hossan's, Brother Hossan's, attitude and his positivity in doing what he's doing. And I was just listening to him when he was talking. He's such an inspiration in himself. Thank you so much, brother, for having thought about the world in this way. And you are not, when you said you cannot pay back, please, I would like to tell you that don't think that you cannot pay back. You are doing much more than paying back. And as always, like Mr. B says, that you don't give a person a fish, you teach the person how to fish. So
Yeah.
you're actually doing that. You're teaching someone how to fish so they can earn a living, they can take care of themselves in their lives.
And sometimes when we value appreciation, certain things
Yeah.
becomes, you bought a ticket for 1,000 dirhams or US $1,000, or you may have bought food, or they may have helped you with an apartment. But what you show appreciation, the things you can do are priceless. You can't measure the exact amount of how you feel about what someone did for you. And so sometimes, if you were in the rain at a certain time and a perfect time, that person came with an umbrella, they impacted your life in a way where you would want to give them way more back to them, the value of an umbrella. So you're not paying back in kind, in a sense. So you're feeling your emotion, your whole attitude is adjusted by what's done for you. And so paying back is not giving back, and giving back is not paying back, and none of those type of things. It's just not comparable measured. It's no way you could measure what Maria has done for Bangladesh kids. You can't pay back enough to really show appreciation.
Yes.
Mehreen?
I have to agree totally. And the one thing that I will say is that the paying forward, like Dedra just said, is obviously key. And I agree, that's exactly what the brother's doing. What I would like to add, though, is that when you are hit at a rock bottom level, and when you are someone who's sitting there and thinking that, you know what, I'm just so out of it, I can't even think clearly. I don't know where to go, what to do. I don't know what's next. I don't know what, and that's not kind of you. You're somebody normally who has the direction, and suddenly you've lost it. And then somehow your creative sends the help to you. And there's no paying back. There's no value attached to that gratitude that you feel at that moment.
Right.
When it's a universal sent to you. It's a divine intervention for you to survive, to keep going, to be okay. And then you realize, wow, I must have done one thing good in my life for me to be able to keep getting this. So what do I do with it now? So now you pick up the pieces, and now you decide, okay, let's pick up what's A, B, and C to me going forward. And that's how you start to pay forward. And that's exactly what the brother's talking about. They might not be able to pay financially back, but how are you going to pick yourself up? How are you going to take up that opportunity now that's given to you? It's like a second lease of life, so to speak. That appreciation has no value. That gratitude has no value. There's no price attached to that. But what you can give back in trying to say thank you to that person. Remember, if somebody has given you a lifeline and you grabbed onto it, every single life that you touch afterward positively is indirectly coming back to the person who helped you to pick your lifeline again.
Yes, I agree with that. Totally.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus, you know what? When I studied political science in college, it was proven over and over again that a person's time is much more valued than their money. And did you know that? I mean, over and over again, when campaigns were on, political campaigns, and people were asked, would you like to donate some money to the campaign or put in some time, to make campaign calls and hang up posters and everything, they would 9 times out of 10 just want to donate money because they don't want to spend the time. Time is much more valuable than cash.
And very, very good point, very valuable. And so when we say things are not equal, we're saying, and I do that with our very dear Rashad, for example, when he wanted to know, what did I do? I says, you have no idea what you did, or whatever you did the right thing. And I would give you the rest of my life of time in a way to give back, because I cannot pay back the moment in time that person made me feel good. So now I call him my godson, and he helps us edit and fix these podcast video. But if you can get that close, it doesn't require a world of things. Like when I met Maria and the kids that came around me at that time, I told them I wanted them in every one of my events. I went to their home, came back, invite them to events, stay in communication, because it's the way they made me feel just for the instant, just for that moment. And so again, I would offer my rest of my life interaction because of how someone made me feel. And so we cannot compare price. We cannot really give back. No one, I think, could pay me back, and I cannot pay back things that has happened to me in the past.
Exactly.
Yes. That's very beautiful. I just want to add that, I think God actually chooses the people who get the opportunity to even pay it forward for someone. Because there are people we know who have so much, but they just don't understand all these things. These words which we just spoke about are just going to be not even entering their ear. It's just, their brain, forget about getting into the brain. So, unfortunately, but we are all very fortunate. And I consider myself also very fortunate that, at least in a month working where I'm working for a hospital, at least one person tells me that, thank you so much for all the help with the charity donations which you got for us. It's not that I got something for them. It's not that I paid the bills for them. I didn't do anything. I just coordinated between the patient and the charity, where I put the papers together for them, where I wrote the appeal for them because they were not knowing how to write it. I just drafted that for them. That's about it. I didn't even expect that, a thank you would come back to me. But then when that happens, it's really nice. It's a good feeling that I could do that. Yeah.
And the reason why we go over these nuggets is because the world needs a giving back. The world has aspects of it needs to pay back, especially if you have your bills, you need to pay them. It's not the same as paying back exactly. But if you had a loan, you should pay your loan back if you made an agreement, an arrangement. But we want to give back, and give back with our heart attitude and our heart condition to help others when we can. We even brought up subjects like saying no when we must, but we want our no to mean no and our yes to mean yes, and do the best we can. And like Brother Hossan said, he's going to do the best he can to be a good person. And that's a way of giving back, so that he becomes a good member of the Dubai society, not a menace to society. And that's the way of bringing honor to Maria and her foundation. And that's a way of he sees as paying back. That's his view. And so we will look forward to next week, because next week we'll bring up or continue the conversation as we get feedback from our listeners, and so that we can address some of their thoughts too on the difference between paying back and giving back. Sameena?
Sure, definitely. Yes, absolutely. So I was just thinking that I'm sure there are a lot of people who would be giving us feedback on our session after seeing this on Facebook and other channels, inshallah. So we look forward to the feedback.
All right. Thank you all so much. And we'll close out this session. Another session, since it was Sunday, it was Free Talk on Free Talk with Mr. B. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're most welcome. Take care.